that? And yeah, it was a tough loss for the Braves last night. We'll talk about that in just a few moments. So hang with me, okay? But I heard this crazy rumor that the Mets might trade DeGrom to the Yankees. And then I read it. I can't imagine DeGrom going to the Yankees. The Yankees have said, though, that there's no prospect that's untouchable. And in years gone by, if you go back to 2010, you remember, the Yankees had a catching prospect, and the Phillies had a pitcher, and the Yankees were saying that prospect's not touchable, and he never played for the Yankees. In fact, he never played much in them. I'm just saying, you get a prospect, they're a prospect until they make it. Now, I feel about prospects like Lenny feels about rookies. A prospect is a prospect is a prospect. So we'll see. But those are your trade teams. 7 teams, if everyone else. So we go to the Giants. Chappie and I spent a lot of time last night talking about the Giants. And are they pretenders or contenders? Are they buyers or are they sellers? And the problem we were having, and I'm having this morning, who would the Giants trade with and what would they be able to give up? They have been overperforming the last week or so. I just don't think that the Giants are contenders. But they've won 8 of 10 and won 4 in a row, and they've gone into Colorado and have done something they haven't done all year, and that is they have totally hit the baseball. We'll talk about this some more. Let's talk about some games last night. Go through some box scores with you. Tampa and the Yankees, I was telling you, the Yankees win, the Yankees win, the Yankees win. I miss John Sterling. So what I've done, John Sterling, if you don't know, is the Yankee play-by-play announcer, okay? And he's got this, the Yankees win, the Yankees win. So what I've done this morning is just so you guys don't forget who John Sterling is, I got a little something for you. And there you go, John Sterling, courtesy of YouTube. The Yankees win. Last night, what a game. Yankees, Rays. Box score, Brousseau went 1 for 4. Yandy Diaz, 2 for 4. And the 2 balls he hit off of CC Sabathia were nothing short of ropes. One a line drive home run into the left field corner. The other a double off the wall in left center field. He went 2 for 4, drove in 2 runs. Avisail Garcia 1 for 4. Meadows another home run to left center field. Aaron Hicks just turned. When you see a center fielder turn their back to the camera and run towards the wall, it isn't good news, is it? Meadows 1 for 4 with that homer. He did strike out the 3 other at bats. Adames went 3 for 4 last night. He's starting to hit the ball, and he hit 2 doubles. 1 off of Sabathia, 1 off of Cortez. Meadows' homer was his 14th. Diaz's homer was his 13th. For the Yankees, LeMahieu homered. It was 3-1. He hit a homer to make it 3-2, and it was a huge hit. Aaron Judge, 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs. Sanchez, 1 for 4. And Sanchez coming into last night was 6 for his last 63. He struck out 3 times last night. He's swinging at balls in the dirt. He doesn't look good at the plate. He hasn't looked good at the plate since the All-Star break, guys. That's a concern. Remember what happened to him last year. I'm concerned this 240 average might go down further. Encarnacion hit a bomb last night again, 2 for 3. Gregorius' grand slam, the big blow in the game. 1 for 3 with the 4 RBIs. Didi's hitting 255 on the year. And so, if you are a Didi Gregorius owner, or are you close to cutting him before last night? Or did you cut him before last night? Big home run. Yankees win 8-3. Pitching-wise last night for both teams, Stanek was the opener, went 2 innings, gave up an earned run, struck out 3. Beeks looked really good in relief. 3 1/3, struck out 5, gave up 1 earned. Sabathia went 6, gave up 3 earned, struck out 6. The Yankee bullpen after that held the Rays to only 3 hits the rest of the way and no runs. Dodgers were in Philadelphia last night. The Phillies win 9-8, a walk-off by Bryce Harper in the 10th inning to secure the win for the Phillies. What a game. Talking about the Phillies, Hernandez went 1 for 4. Kingery, 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs. Harper, 2 for 3 with 5 RBIs and 2 walks last night. That's the Bryce Harper we've known to, have grown to love, right? Nobody else really did anything offensively for the Phillies. Those top 3 drove in 7 of their 9. For the Dodgers, Peterson homered, led off 1 for 3. Bellinger went 1 for 4 with 2 RBIs. Pollock 2 for 4. Beatty pinched hit 1 for 3. Third home run, he hit that off Neris in the 9th inning to send the game into extras. Dodger home runs, Muncy hit his 25th. Bellinger is 34th. Pollock is 5th. Peterson is 21st. Beatty is 3rd. Homers for the Phillies, Kingery is 13th off of Buehler. Miller hit his 4th off of Buehler. And Harper his 17th in the 2nd inning off of Buehler. Pitching-wise, Buehler not a good night. I told you, I don't know if I told you, I got a trade offer yesterday for Fernando Tatis Jr., and it was Walker Buehler, and I rejected the trade. And if you guys are with me in the chat room, let me know what you think about that. I rejected the trade because I'm afraid that Buehler will lose innings on the second half. Velasquez started for the Phillies yesterday, 4 2/3, 4 earned runs, 7 strikeouts. He gave up 4 home runs. Washington was in Baltimore last night. The Nationals win 8-1. Turner 1 for 4. Eaton 2 for 4. Rendon 2 for 4. Soto 2 for 5. He hit a ball off his leg, and he's listed day to day, but he stayed in the game in that at bat, and in that at bat where the ball was hit off his leg, and he was obviously in pain, Soto crushes a home run. Dozier went 2 for 4. Robles 1 for 4. Turner his 17th double. Rendon hit 2 doubles. He now has 25 on the year. Matt Adams homered. I forgot to say he was 2 for 5. His 14th of the year. Soto his 17th. For the Orioles, only 4 hits. Alberto with 2 for 4. Nunez got a single, and so did Mancini. Washington 8, Baltimore 1. Pitching-wise, Voth came up from Double-A for the Nats. Went 6 innings, only surrendered 1 earned run, struck out 4. He gets the win. Great outing for Voth. He'll probably stick around in that rotation just to see what happens. Beach Bum, you're right. He is going to get a 10-day vacation. You know, the Yankees did that with Herman. Remember, they put him on the IL. I personally don't think anything was wrong with Herman. They gave him some rest. And by putting him on the IL, they knew they couldn't use him. Couldn't you see the Dodgers doing that with Buehler? Give him a couple of weeks of just total rest. Rev him up for the playoffs. And Jack, I agree. Tatis is a stud. I had some numbers on Tatis prior to yesterday's game that I was going to use in my show last night, but frankly, I ran out of time. So I'm going to use them on you guys now, okay? Here are his projected 2019 stats over a 162-game schedule based on this year's performance. Now, remember, he started the year at Major Leagues. He was a surprise. Last minute, right before the season starts, they name him the starting shortstop. He has a great start. Then he gets hurt out about a month. So he's missed, say 20 games of the 90-some the Padres have played. But projected over 162, check out these numbers. A 329 average, a 395 on-base percentage, a 623 slugging percentage, 1.018 OPS. Over 162 games, Tatis projected to hit 41 home runs, score 137 runs, drive in 98. And remember, he's the leadoff hitter in San Diego. 27 doubles, 15 triples, 39 stolen bases. And remember, Fernando Tatis Jr. is 20 years old. Those are his projections over 162 based on his rookie year numbers. Blow you away, right? Blow you away. And so, where does he go in next year's draft? Is Tatis a first rounder? Aren't his numbers better projected out than Manny Machado? Machado, is he not a first or second rounder? Tatis is going high in next year's draft. Beach Bum said Herman had 2 or 3 poor starts before going on the IL. Could have been injury. It could have been. It could have been. But I do know this. The rest did him a world of good, didn't it? And so, going back to Buehler, the rest could do him a world of good too. Not really Buehler numbers last night, giving up 6 earned runs. Or giving up 6 runs. They weren't all earned, but he gave up 6 runs. Toronto was in Boston last night. The Red Sox lose to the Blue Jays 10-4. Sogard 2 for 5. He just keeps hitting, doesn't he? Up to 304 on the year. Guerrero 1 for 3. He tripled last night. Gurriel, he has had a renaissance since coming back from the minor leagues. 3 for 5 last night. His average is 295. Grichuk went 1 for 5. Smoke went 2 for 3. He hit his 15th homer. Teoscar Hernandez 1 for 4. Hit his 9th homer. And Teoscar's playing every day. Billy McKinney 1 for 4. Galvis 2 for 4. The Jays accumulated 14 hits last night and scored 10 runs. The Red Sox, Betts went 3 for 5, his average up to 281. Bogarts 3 for 4, his average up to 312. Chavez went 1 for 3, he's hitting 260. And Holt started at second, came out of the game 1 for 1. He's hitting 336. And I've told you I think Holt's going to play more. And he's got the strong side of the platoon. Pitching-wise, it was the debut for Andrew Kashner in a Red Sox uniform. And it went just about like I thought it would. 5 innings, 5 earned runs, only 2 strikeouts. He gave up 2 home runs. Boston, knock, knock. Who's there? It shouldn't be Kashner. He's not the answer. Definitely not. Toronto wins in Boston 10-4. San Diego in Miami, and it was an offensive explosion. Not what you typically expect from the Padres and the Marlins. Miami wins 12-7 for the Padres. Renfroe went 3 for 5. Margot went 2 for 4. For Miami, a lot of 2s in the hit column. So let's give you all of those. Harold Ramirez, 2 for 5, 2 RBIs. Cooper, love this kid. 2 for 3, 3 RBIs, 3 runs scored, and 2 walks. Garrett Cooper, hitting third in that order. Castro, 2 for 5, 3 RBIs. Castro hitting over 400 for the last week or so. Heating up at a good time to trade him, right? Alfaro, 2 for 5. Puello, 2 for 3. Rivera, 2 for 4. Miami, 14 for 36 on the night with those 12 runs as they beat the Padres in Miami. Pitching-wise, Yamamoto, not really a great outing, but serviceable, I guess. I don't really like that word. That means mediocre to me. 5 innings, 3 runs, 4 strikeouts, 2 walks. He picks up his 4th win. He's 4-0. His ERA is 1.59. Allen pitching for the Padres, not good. 2 1/3, 7 earned runs, no strikeouts, walked 3 as the Padres fall. Detroit was in Cleveland. It was a great night to be an Indian last night, not so much to be a Tiger. Only 1 hit for Detroit. Nick Castellanos, 1 for 3. That's it. Carpenter pitched for Detroit. 3 innings, 7 earned runs, no strikeouts. So it was a Cleveland Indian highlight show from the time that it started to the time that it ended. Lindor went 1 for 4. Mercado 1 for 2. Luplow 2 for